Here is the Budweiser tale of the tape. Lawrence Clay-Bey at 30 years old, remember, with only 2 pro fights, but remember, he didn't start fighting. He was a prison guard and didn't start fighting until late in his youth, I guess you might say. And the guy he's fighting, if nothing else, is in shape.
Well, Bryant Special K Smith is a guy that has a pretty good punch, so look out for it. 4 of his 6 wins have been by knockout. And those of you who watch boxing at the Forum know there's a heavyweight out there who's getting quite a build-up, a tremendous prospect by the name of Ed Mahone. And Bryant Smith fought Ed Mahone and had Mahone hurt and had him down in that fight. And it was the only guy who came close to defeating Mahone. And so you have at least that to go off of. So Clay-Bey may have some work to do here tonight.
That'll be a good test then for Lawrence Clay-Bey. This combination.
He hasn't gotten a good test yet in his pro career. He's won by first and second round KOs. The first time we saw him fight, it only went about a half a minute.
There was some question as to whether or not Lawrence Clay-Bey was going to turn professional at all. He had talked about not really being interested and waited for a while before he did start his career after the Olympic Games. Despite the fact that he was on the American Olympic team, he had only a moderate success.
Yeah, he was eliminated in the first round of the Olympics by a Ukrainian fighter, although it was a very close fight, and he had the guy in a bad way at the end of the fight.
Showing some good hand speed here is Clay-Bey.
He's showing very good hand speed, in fact. He owns a considerable weight advantage in this fight, Clay-Bey. Although I wouldn't say he's in the greatest of shape. Lawrence doesn't look to me like he's been turning down any burgers lately.
Good body shot from Clay-Bey. Clay-Bey, as an amateur, had a tendency just to be a little bit lazy and just not stay as busy as he needed to. Not an overwhelming puncher.
Smith beginning to get his left hook off now, but although it's still falling short, but at least he's beginning to throw some punches.
Good shot there. That just stood Smith straight up. Very effective so far from Clay-Bey.
Yeah.
And down goes from, I think, the air conditioner.
4, 5.
And Smith is just about out here. And he did get through the round.
He came back fighting, Smith, right at the end of the round in those last few seconds, but it certainly was an impressive first round by Lawrence Clay-Bey. There you see his trainer, Larry Goosen, in front of him.
And his manager, who you saw, Mike Raffji, who happens to be a defenseman for the San Jose Sharks. We got a few hockey guys getting involved in boxing.
Clay-Bey showed a lot of hand speed in that round. A tremendous body punch by Clay-Bey there. That one really sucked the wind, I think, out of Bryant Smith. He chased him across the ring, hit a pretty good left hook right between the gloves, and down he went. It was more of a straight, it was almost a cross instead of a hook, more of a straight type of left than a hook.
It was a very effective 3 minutes of boxing from Lawrence Clay-Bey.
You know, Smith has been in with a lot of guys. We mentioned Mahone. He's fought Alex Stewart. He was knocked out in that fight, but he went 6 rounds with Alex Stewart, and he also lost a 6-round decision to Kirk Johnson, who is quite a heavyweight prospect right now. So judging from that first round, I think, you know, by comparison at least, Clay-Bey comes off looking pretty good in that first round.
Yeah, I think very effective and showing good hand speed, as you said. Pretty good defense. Now he switches up.
I'm not sure what that was all about. One thing I noticed in the fight with Ed Mahone of Bryant Smith was the fact that he was hurt several times and he was knocked down, but he would come back fighting. In fact, he knocked Mahone down after he had been knocked down himself.
Good quick right hand again from Clay-Bey.
try to fight back.
Great. Whoa. That's the way you draw it up. And again, Smith gets up.
Let me tell you, Barry, that is as perfectly delivered a punch as you're going to find. I mean, from long distance, an uppercut.
Hard punch to throw.
No knockdown. No knockdown. Stay over there. It's a slip.
This gives Smith a few more seconds to recoup. With left hand, triple jab, and an uppercut again. Clay-Bey not wasting punches.
I tell you, you look at Clay-Bey's physique, and you just can't believe that he can throw punches that fast. He is really quick-handed.
Smith backs into the corner once again.
Smith just can't get an opportunity to get his own shots off. He's too busy trying to defend himself.
Just a nice variety of punches from Clay-Bey, too. Clay-Bey punching with much more authority than as an amateur, setting down on his punches well. Another good uppercut. He's really found a home for that. Another right hand. And crumpling in the corner is Smith, and that probably will be it. It is.
That was very impressive. He certainly defeated Bryant Smith a heck of a lot easier than people like Alex Stewart, Kirk Johnson, or Ed Mahone was able to do. He just came out and totally took him apart. It was no contest.
Well, that was excellent stuff, and it must be said, too, it was done against an opponent that is a step up from what we've seen among some of the younger heavyweights that we've had here on the air on Fox.
I really liked his work with the uppercut in this fight, and we take a look at some of the action. You saw him sneak in the uppercut there. Here, Smith was still at least trying to fight back. One thing Clay-Bey did was show a variety of punches, and on several occasions he dug body punches in deep into the stomach of Smith. They're dropping him, and dropping him hard. Even in that case, still utilizing jabs to set up a range, utilizing the jab as a range finder, and there, Smith basically deciding, hey, that's enough. I have had enough.
And I thought he really closed well, too. He finished him extremely well. He didn't waste anything. He wasn't just go in there and just try to hammer from all angles. He did everything, it seemed, with some forethought. We'll be back. Well, a most impressive performance for the American Olympian. We make it official as we go to Thomas Driving.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the official time, 2 minutes, 11 seconds of round number 2. Referee in charge, Mike Ortega, steps in and calls a halt to the bout with your winner by technical knockout, Lawrence Clay-Bey.
Well, again, an impressive performance for Lawrence Clay-Bey. Rich, you and I have seen this man fight on numerous occasions. I'll speak for myself. That's by far the best I've seen Lawrence Clay-Bey look, and if he can carry that a little bit further, who knows what we have here.
All right, Barry. Well, Lawrence, that's the best we've seen you look, either amateur or as a pro. You really looked as though you've developed.
Well, you know, Larry Goosen got me working hard in the gym, and everything's starting to come together.
Tell us about the uppercut tonight, because that was a tremendous punch for you tonight. Is that something you've recently been developing? Because the uppercut was extremely effective.
No, actually, uppercut's always been with me. It's been a power punch that I've used a lot, and, you know, it's just something I'm going to stick with. It's working, so, hey, we're going to keep using it, especially when the opponent will give you the opportunity to throw it over and over again. It feels good when it's landing, and we're just going to keep using that and, you know, work on some other things along with that.
And Lawrence, of course, as we take a look at the end of the fight here, tonight we were in with a guy who we knew could fight some because we saw him fight Ed Mahone. We knew that he went 6 rounds with Alex Stewart and fought Kirk Johnson to a decision. So you came off looking favorable, certainly compared with all of those other fights. You must feel pretty good about the way things went here.
Well, I feel great about how things went. As far as the other opponents and how he went against them, I just judge what I do, not what the other guys do.
And how do you judge what you did?
Well, I think and I would like to move around a little bit more, but overall, it was an excellent performance.
Yeah, well, I'll agree with that. We look forward to seeing you again real soon.
Thank you.
All right, Lawrence Clay-Bey, the winner. Let's go back down to Barry.
All right, thanks, Rich. Not only the winner, but as you pointed out, an impressive winner.